Welcome, my name's Kaz. You're here for my mind and body class this morning. We work here at Christchurch University alongside our parks, and we give you 5 classes a week, which I can let you know about at the end. So you don't need any shoes or socks. You just need a mat. Got lots of nice space. So we're going to do some Yin Yoga today. We're going to start with a nice Tai Chi Warm Up, but we don't want to get super warm because it's better to do Yin Yoga when your muscles are colder to get more stretch in them. So we're just going to come into a nice wide stance. So not super wide, but just sort of outside of our shoulders, a little bit outside of our shoulders. And then we're going to bend our knees and we're going to just sit down. That's all we're doing, just sitting down. We're going to take our hands into a nice sort of cup shape. So we've got to try and visualization. Tai Chi is a lot of visualization of where your energy sits. And your energy currently is in your hands. We're going to move it around, spread it around. And for now, we're going to come up. So we come up and we straighten our arms. And then as we turn our palms, we push down. We push the energy back down, back in, bending our knees. Bring it up. So imagine as if it's a water, it's a wave coming up onto the beach. You bring it up and you push the water away. There's loads of different things that you can visualize when we do Tai Chi, yeah? I like to sort of think about this. I'd love to be on a beach right now. So we lift it up. Each time we're going to try and get deeper with those muscles in the legs coming down. So we are going to warm up the legs because we want it to be fairly warm because we're going to be sitting a lot. And bring it up. This time we're going to turn our palms to face the ceiling and we're going to push right up. Then we're going to take our palms out and we're going to swing even deeper. Push up. Arms out wide. We're spreading the energy around now. We come down and we find it. We push up, we take it out, grab it underneath, come really down, nice and deep now. Take it up, get even closer to the floor if we can. So we're really focusing on the energy in our arms and we're coming down even deeper and we're not even realizing how deep we can actually get to the floor. It's not even something we have to physically work on. It's just happening. Normally, I wouldn't normally be able to keep going this deep with my dodgy knees, but I'm here because I'm focusing on the energy. I'm pushing it away. I'm pushing it around. I'm finding it. Get even deeper. One more time, even deeper. And we're going to take it round, bring our energy back to the front. We're going to do another little bit more of some Tai Chi. So we're going to stand with our feet hip width apart. Hip width apart. We're going to just look forward, eye gaze forward, chest forward, and you're going to take your right heel up. So you're going to stand on your tiptoes. You're going to have your hands in your prayer position at your heart center. So we've done this in the past. It's a good one. Again, spreads all the energy around. You don't even realize what muscles we're actually working. We're going to twist into our bent knee. So this is a little bit of rotation we're going to get. You're going to turn your palms out and open them. And then you're going to sweep the energy back from the front. Lift your arms up, bring them back to your heart center. You swap over the toe. So you come up to the other side. We turn to face that bent leg. The rotation is from the hip. Keep your legs nice and still. Palms out and you open out. You bring the energy from the back. You lift up and you come back down to your heart center. So I'm going to do it from the front. So our feet are hip width apart for that balance. We swap over, we twist. It's a torso twist, that's all. You turn your palms to face out, you push the energy away, and then you sweep it back up. You lift it up above your head, you bring it down to your heart center. So do this a little bit quicker if you can. Open it out, sweep it under, bring it up and down to your heart center. A little bit quicker if we can. Open it out, sweep it under and come down. And we're getting a little bit warmer and we're not even realizing it. Sweep it down. We're engaging muscles back to your heart center. You twist, you open, you sweep, arms up high. You swap over as you come down to your heart center, taking it all the way up to the balls of your feet if you can, and down. Make it one big smooth move. Sweep, up, down. Little bit longer, just so that we can all get it, yeah? Sometimes it's hard to get the coordination. We're just all gonna get it. Couple more on each side. Sweep. Swap, hands to your heart center, and swap. One more on each side, wherever you're at, one more on each side. This could be the side that you've got it, you've nailed it. And if you've done it all the way through, excellent. And if it's not today, you still swarm to the energy all around you, I promise. Hands back to your heart center, coming down onto both feet. Okay, everything now is going to be on the floor. So as I said at the beginning, if you missed it, we're going to do some Yin Yoga today. If you're new, this is not what I do every single week, but we're going to give it a try today. Yin Yoga basically is great because you stay in a position for quite a while, which will lengthen the muscles. And as we get older, it's so important because our natural, nice, normal tissue gets wasted away when we get older and is replaced by collagen, which makes the muscle stiff. Yeah, it's good for your face if you want a facelift, but it is not good for our muscles. So we're going to hold the poses in a comfortable position for a time, and we are going to lengthen and strengthen. So we're going to come down to our child's pose. This is where we're going to start. It's going to be really nice. So get as comfy as you possibly can. Now, if you're child's pose and you're like, I don't actually like this one because I can't get my bottom to my heels, stick underneath a cushion or a towel or something. Otherwise, sit back onto your heels. We're going to take our head down to the mat, and you're going to take your arms, just lie them down by your side, palms facing up. Again, if this is too tough, you don't want to put your head on the floor, you can get a cushion, a yoga block, a towel, but we're going to stay here for a couple of minutes. We need to make sure that we're comfortable. This is going to help strengthen the quads. Yeah, these thigh muscles we use for walking every single day. So it's really, really important to get into a nice, comfortable position. You can even take your legs a little bit wider. So get into your position. And we're just going to stay here for a couple of minutes. 120 seconds to keep your mind occupied and you're thinking, oh, we're just going to lie here. Count those 120 seconds, yeah? Have something to focus on. If you can't empty your mind and you really struggle, just focus on that number. Counting down or counting up. Or just think of one thing. This gives us that time, almost like a bit of meditation, relaxation, to think of just like stuff that we don't have to normally think about, yeah? So relax your head. Try to relax your shoulders. Take the weight and the tension away from your shoulders. Really just plant your head into the floor. That's what we want to try and create. Relaxation. That's the whole point of this. Yin Yoga is great. So just relax. We're really trying to work on our mind and our body today. In our Tai Chi Warm Up, we're working the mind because we're thinking about the coordination and about the energy, the visualization. And now we're thinking of trying to clear our mind if we can. Remember those nice deep yogic breaths. So we breathe to the bottom of our bellies. Try not to restrict your breathing. I know it's easier said than done when you're lying on your chest. But still try to find that belly breath all the way down to the bottom. So we need to come out of these poses quite slowly as we sit there and we hang everything heavy. You do get nice and relaxed. It's like when you wake up from your sleep. So rise up nice and slowly. Rise up nice and slowly. So some of Yin Yoga is a little bit Pilates-ish as well, because we're going to now come into our tabletop or our horse stance. So nice transition. Knees, hands underneath our shoulders, wrists underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. If this is too much on your knees, grab something to put cushion underneath it or a towel. Like I said, we want it to be nice and strong and comfortable. Holding a pose doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be super comfortable, but remember that sore and pain. So eye gaze and chest forward. This is where we are going to have to hold our bodies up. Yeah, they're not all just relaxing and letting everything go. They are about holding nice and strong. So pushing through the balls of your hands, make sure that's where the weight is and you're not putting it all onto your wrists. Making sure that we're pushing through the knees. So if we were to lift our feet up, they're not doing very much. We're just pushing through our knees. So this is our horse stance. This is a great postural move. Don't even know if postural is a word. I think it might be, but it basically helps us focus on elongating the spine. Yeah, stretching it, making sure it's nice and flat and strong. So this is where we can work. We can sort of, if we have to get a bit comfortable, we can take it to a cow and a cat and then find that neutral and stay there. So this is going to help our posture. You relax your shoulders just as we would in our mountain pose. And remember your belly breath. So this is a really great pose to work on your belly breath, because you can take your belly all the way down to the floor basically by just letting it hang. So we take a big breath in. There is no, we've got gravity to help take our belly out, to help the organs hang down so that we can open our lungs as much as we possibly can. There is so many benefits to this type of yoga. Yin is slow, and obviously you have yang as well in yoga, which is more fast paced. That's more like our vinyasa. That helps to strengthen, but it's very quick, so it's not always helps lengthen. Nice straight back. Yeah, you're stretching your neck, so you're keeping your eye gaze and your chest forward. Don't hang your head here. We're keeping that nice neutral spine. So we are having to put a little bit of pressure along the top of the back as well. But we're going to come out of it as soon as it gets a little bit uncomfortable. Couple more minutes here. Well, it's not a couple more minutes. It's about 60 seconds. Taking that deep breath in, letting your belly hang low, all the organs can move around. It's nice. Okay, we're going to sit back nice and slowly, back onto our heels. And we're going to bring our hands back for our third pose. Now, this is not always comfortable for everyone. Yeah. So again, prop your bottom up underneath if you've got a cushion. The option here, if you are super flexible, is to put your bottom on the floor. Now, this is going to require flexibility. It might be uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable, don't go there. So obviously, our kneeling pose is really nice. We can sit on our heels if we want to. We're trying to take the heels away by sitting flat on the floor. So if you want that sort of feeling, then we can prop our bottom up. But we want to try and sit on the floor, hands flat either side of your legs. If you've got that flexibility, if not, prop yourself up on heels or put a cushion underneath your bottom. Be comfortable, yeah? Feeling a stretch in our muscles for sure, which sometimes isn't always comfortable, but if it's painful is when we stop. Palms are flat on the floor. Our eye gaze and our chest are forward. Our shoulders are relaxed. So again, this is great for our posture. Yeah, we can really think about how we're actually seated normally Do we have our shoulders relaxed? We're keeping our belly. Yeah, we keep our belly breaths going, but we're keeping our core nice and strong. We're keeping our chest high, keeping our back straight. We don't want to be looking up. Try to avoid looking up and try to avoid looking down. Chest and eye gaze forward. So we've got a nice straight line running from the top of our spine all the way down to the base. Remember to come out of it if it's uncomfortable. Prop something underneath your bottom. So you can close your eyes here. Like I say, these sort of moves give you that time for reflection. Might be the only times you actually sit down today. Now this one can sometimes leave your feet numb. So wiggle your toes, have a little bit of movement in those. Just every now and then, just making sure. Because obviously when everything's tight, the circulation of our blood is not always able to get there as quick. So pins and needles sometimes do start to creep in. But again, we can fix that, yeah. Pins and needles aren't the end of everything. You might want to take your knees out a little bit more. You might want to take your legs out a little bit more. Be comfortable. So this is a good one for our hip flexors. This group of muscles around here that you use to bring your legs up when we're walking, sitting, for everything basically. We want to keep our legs moving for. A few more seconds here. Let's really try to focus on emptying our minds. Like I say, you can use your countdown. Counting up, counting down. You might want to think, right, I'm going to do this for 2 minutes. Take the next one into 3. Trying to hold them for about 3 minutes each. Sometimes these go up to 10. I won't make you do 10. Then we only get 3 moves in. Focus on your breath. Give your toes a little wiggle. Toes a little wiggle. Just to make sure they're not going numb. Pins and needles will go, but they're not always very comfy afterwards. Making sure we're on our sit bone if we're on the floor, because this is going to move on to the next pose. So we're going to slowly put our hands on the floor and come out of this. This is a slow come outer, okay? So that we are, there's a bit of a hip opener as well. So we're going to take our legs out in front of us and make sure that we're on our sit bone. So we're going to do a bound angle now, yeah, which again is not always super comfy for everyone, especially blokes. We have childbearing hips, so we can always open our hips a little bit wider as ladies. So your full on bound angle is your flat of your feet together. You're on your sit bone, so move the cheek, the muscle out the way and on your sit bone. This is full on if you're flexible, heels pretty much into your groin. This is absolutely fine, yeah? So if you want to take your feet out a bit further, if you've got some bricks or any blocks or cushions and you want to take a little bit of relief, then pop them underneath your knees, yeah? Or even underneath sort of the bottom of the thighs to give a little bit of relief. This one is a serious hip opener, yeah? Again, it's not always super comfy to sit here, but the strength and the length it's going to create in all the legs is amazing. So we can hold on to our feet, our bound angle. You can have your feet on hands on the floor. You can have them at the side. If you want a little bit more of a prop up, you can have them at the side. But this again, for posture, we want to be able to find our own posture without putting our hands on the floor all the time. So we can always just find that by keeping our eye gaze and our chest forward. But if you want to really work on holding yourself up, hands can go either side of your bottom if you need it. But relax your shoulders and just use them as almost for a balance, yeah? Again, we can close our eyes, keeping that focus on our breath. Yeah, we can really focus on our breath here. At any point, if it's uncomfortable, take your feet out further. Prop your legs up. You might even want to do almost a supporting limber just by holding them and then releasing them. Once you've got that comfortable position, stay there. So, you know, when you wake up and you're like, oh, my hips ache. I mean, I don't know if you do, but I do. My hips ache. And then it's your knees and your legs. This is a good one to avoid that, to stop that. I've been practicing more yin over the last probably about 12 months just to try and fix my body and help it last a little bit longer. And because we hold for a long time, you're stretching, like I say, the muscles around it, which are the muscles that help keep your joints together and supported. Yeah, if they're wasting away, unfortunately, without a replacement, there is nothing you can do with your joints, but you can definitely enable them by making the muscles stronger around them. So again, if you're thinking, oh, seizing up, it's feeling a little bit uncomfortable in the hip, a little bit of support is absolutely fine, or taking it out a little bit further, and then we hold it out a little bit further. For about another 60 seconds, there's something you can fill your mind with to take away that, oh, that's a nice old stretch. Keeping our shoulders relaxed. There's a point where you start focusing on something that's like, oh, and then your sympathetic nervous system starts to run towards stuff that might be a little bit uncomfortable. So that's where we all tense up, but we can relax our shoulders and tell our body it's all right. It's what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah, there's no harm in it. Okay, bring your knees together. Bring your knees together and lie back for me. Lie back for me. So we're going to do a really nice drop of our knees for that spinal rotation now, yeah? So we're just going to drop our knees to one side. We're going to have our arms flat on the floor, palms facing down, shoulders on the floor. Now, really get comfy with this one, okay? So if you've got to get yourself into a little bit more of a position, if you want to take your top leg out and you know that you can stay there strong, do it. Otherwise, it's a spinal rotation, so we just want the top bit really to feel the twist. We're going to lift our head up and we're going to turn it to face the opposite way of our knees. And the reason why I say lift up is so we get a full rotation in the neck. Sometimes if you just turn, that's when you get that, oh, that crack, oh, ouch. But if we lift up, we get a nice rotation. We lie it back down, facing away from the knees, keeping our shoulders on the floor. Loads of space to breathe now. Not as much gravity, yeah? So we're having to think about it. Full on space for our belly to move.
Again, if this is feeling on the outside of your hips, if that's where you can feel it and it's not very nice, then you can bring your knees in a bit more. You can prop them up a little bit with a cushion or something underneath that base leg. So many options. It's like, I don't want you to sit there and be feeling like you want to cry. There's the difference with your sore and pain. Sore, muscles that you use, maybe not as often. Pain is when you want to cry, and I don't ever want anyone to feel pain. Keeping your shoulders relaxed onto the floor. Again, this is another one where we're like telling our brain, don't worry, it's fine to feel this way for a little bit. There's no harm coming to it. Sit nice. This is also our opportunity again. Things are creeping in. Wondering what time it is. Doesn't matter. I have got an eye on the time. I'll let you know when we're done. So just don't even think about anything. Relax. Don't have to hold it for as long on this side because we're going to take it over to the other. So bring your feet flat on the floor again. Knees to face the ceiling, and you're going to drop them to the other side. So we're evening up our rotation. You lift your head and you turn it to the other side to face away from your knees. Shoulders relaxed into the floor. Now you might think, oh, this is a little bit more uncomfortable on this side. Prop something underneath your hips. Prop something underneath your knees. For a fuller stretch, on your medius muscle on the outside of your thigh, you can take your leg out only if it's comfortable and you can hold it for a while. So nice to just empty our minds. Full on 30 minutes of relaxation today, pretty much, but we're still working. Yeah, we're still lengthening and strengthening. That's what you're going to take away from today, hopefully. And what collagen is not good for your muscles, might be good for your face, but not for your muscles inside. Bring yourself back onto your bottom. Take your legs down and lie into your Shavasana. So arms down by our side. We're not going to hold this pose because I'm aware of the time and I told you I was keeping an eye on it. So just take your eye gaze to the ceiling and close them naturally. Close those eyes naturally. We'll do a little body scan. So we're going to scrunch up our face and relax it. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then relax them, bringing your shoulder blades into the floor. Pushing our legs and our arms into the floor and then relaxing them, scrunching up our hands and our toes, relaxing them. And relax just a little bit more. And then really slowly rise. Really slowly rise. Sit with your legs crossed or your legs out in front of you. You're going to take a really nice long stretch at the side. Anything that might have seized up at the side, push up. Bring your hands down to your heart center. Namaste. Don't forget our YouTube channel and all our other classes, and I'll see you next week. Thanks very much.